What's up, good people? Got the trophy out today. I'm just hanging out in the water. I've been thinking a lot about like, what is success? When do you know you're successful? At what point is enough enough? I think about like worry. Like when you're in high school, you worry that like, will I get into college? You worry if you'll find your place in life. You worry if you find like where you're supposed to be. Will I find the job? And then you get out of college and you're worried like if you'll get hired, if they'll like you, if you did your resume right. Like you always worry. Then you get the job and you worry about getting fired, or you worried about making it through a layoff or retirement, or you get laid off and you worried about paying your bills. And then you like worry about buying a house and hopefully they accept your offer. And then like they accept your offer, you get in the house and you worry about all the things that might break or go wrong and hope you can fix it or have enough money to fix it, right? For whatever reason, spend a lot of time worrying. And typically at the end of the day, everything works out. Like you probably can relate to getting fired from a job and then like the perfect job came along later. Maybe not immediately, but later. You worried about breaking up with a boyfriend or girlfriend, and then next thing you know, you met your husband or your wife. And so it's like everything ends up working out. I remember when I was flat broke, was worried like, man, when will I get out of this? I hate this feeling. I hate being broke. I hate not having a job, not having money. I hate being in debt. And so you eventually get out of debt. You become a millionaire. You have some of the toys, some of the finer things in life. Your house is paid off, but I gotta be honest with you guys. Sometimes I still worry. Like, will it last? Will the quote unquote success last? And that's a tricky word because then I started thinking, well, what is success? Because it's always like a moving target. Successful at first was like getting accepted to college. Then you get into college, successful is graduating. You graduate, then it's like successful is getting an intern or that job. You get that intern and that job, you're like, I'm not really successful until I move up into upper management. You move up into upper management, then you get fired and you get knocked all the way back down the ladder and start over. Success again will be finding a job once again, So you kind of start all the way back at the bottom again. And then you climb the ladder again, you get the job, you make the money, but you always, or it seems like there's always some other level of success to obtain. I just had to stop and think and say, man, you out on the boat in the middle of the day, in the middle of Lake St. Clair, swimming. Like that before this, like I was working in, for communication companies, Verizon, Comcast, like cable companies, stuff like that. I was stuck inside a store or I was stuck on the road visiting my stores when I was in management. But that was success. And then when you get out of that and you laying out here, what's up, boss? You still worried. I'm hoping at some point, gotta check behind me, make sure I ain't running into nobody. Well, here, maybe I'll just float on it and kick my feet backwards. Look how far I got from the boat, by the way. The boat is like way back there. Anyway, I guess what I'm saying is like, I hope at some point enough is enough, even for me. Like I hope at some point I just stop and realize and say, look, dude, you're out here in the middle of the day on the lake, your bills are paid for, you got a roof over your head, the good Lord God has provided for your health, your kids are healthy, your wife's healthy, your babies are healthy. You definitely got more than enough with transportation and toys. So if that's the case, if that's truly the case, I guess I'm asking myself, and I guess I want you to think about that, why do we still worry? Like, why do we still worry? Why do we still get that pit in your stomach that you're gonna lose all your money in the stock market? Why do you get the pit in your stomach that you won't be able to find any more good trades? I mean, I'm talking about myself. Like, I think sometimes people think quote unquote successful people don't doubt themselves, don't question what they're doing, don't wonder if it'll last or when will it end. And probably comes from a lifetime of making money, losing it, making money, losing it, getting a job, losing it, whatever the case may be. And you kind of start thinking like, man, well, it could all be taken away, which actually humbles you. It humbles you that it could all be taken away. But on the flip side of it humbling you, you should also be excited that you can build it back, because we've built it back multiple times. I guess the reality is, if losing it all can scare you or make you nervous, then wouldn't or shouldn't the fact that you can get it all back offset the nervousness of potentially losing it all, or potentially taking your first trade, or potentially making your first investment that don't work out? Or we take it a step further, why worry in the first place if you know that that scenario is most likely not going to happen? And even if it did, just give you enough time and you'd get it all back. That's the conversation I'm having with myself. It's like, you've put yourself in such a great position, Jason, to take care of your family, to take care of yourself. Like I said, no debt, no credit cards, no student loan, no car debt, none of that. House paid for. And I'm not saying that stuff to brag. I'm saying when you really look at the things that you need to survive, you need a roof over your head, you need transportation or shelter. I mean, a roof over your head, shelter. You need transportation to get from point A to B, especially in the area that we're in Michigan, where it's cold or raining certain times of the year. And then you need food. And then you could throw a fourth one in there. You need health, right? You need your health. And so as long as you got those four, then you're like, gosh, what are you worrying about? And not only if you got those four, you also have the reassurance that if you lost it all, you could get it all back. So then again, and I'm so far from the boat, I should probably turn around. So why worry? I guess that's the message for today. Like, why worry in the first place? Your skills and God and his good grace brought you to where you're at right now. Even out of dust, out of tragedy, single parent household, God has looked out and brought you this far. And I have developed the skills to take advantage of God's blessing when they're in front of my face, which is disguised as opportunity, which is disguised as risk. I've been conditioned to take advantage of these flies. These biting flies is out here. I've been conditioned to take advantage of all of that. And so why worry? Why worry? How about instead of worrying, you walk in your greatness, you walk in God's grace, and you just go after it. And it don't even matter what the results are, because you know that every time the results work out or don't work out, it typically sets you up for a better life situation. And if you truly believe that, I think everyone watching this will really go after their dreams, really go after their goals, and worry less about the outcome. And what happens if you make the money? What happens if you lose the money? I guess the reality is, as long as you got your health, it doesn't really matter. As long as you're still alive, the result itself technically doesn't matter. Sure, it'll mess with your mindset if it doesn't work out. Sure, it'll hurt. Sure, it may inconvenience you. Wipe this water off the lens. Sure, it'll inconvenience you, something like that. But at the end of the day, I think what I'm really coming to understand is that it doesn't really matter. So just go after the life, stop worrying, start taking more chances, more risk, and gaining more experiences, and opening up more doors for the opportunity to be blessed, or open up the door for the opportunity to learn something that is going to help you do whatever you currently do even better, which will then result in that blessing in disguise, that when you didn't work out, you thought it was the worst thing ever, but it actually ended up setting you up for the biggest opportunity to come yet, which is the next one. So I hope that made sense. Let me know in the comments. Let me know. Did that make sense? Did that help somebody? because I still deal with all the stuff that you probably deal with, but even more, because when you have quote unquote some levels of success, you worry about keeping it. Whereas like when I didn't have anything, it was like, it can only go up from here, right? I got nothing to lose. Then you get some stuff to lose, and then you worry that you give it all back, you know? So I'm gonna work on myself if you promise to work on yourself. I'm gonna start working on not worrying, taking advantage of opportunity, and letting the chips fall where they may. Leave me a comment below. Let me know, what do you think about all that? You gonna go after the life you're really supposed to have, win or lose, give it all you got, and appreciate the gifts and the curse, appreciate the wins and the losses? Let me know in the comments. Peace.